of Mind Over Masculinity, the podcast where we go way beyond the surface strength and dive deep into what it really means to be a man emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and yes, definitely financially. Yes. So, dear listeners, would love to ask you something. Is your bank account thriving, but your spirit drained? Or maybe um, you are hustling non-stop, but still you feel like something's off, right? So today we are cracking open a conversation that's really had but sorely needed, I'd say, the intersection of masculinity, money, and the energy. So joining us is the remarkable Ash Shukla. So welcome to the show, Ash.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your Vic. Thank you for letting me be here. And thank you. Appreciate you.
Love it. So Ash, like before we start, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all the listeners. Dear listeners, Ash is a holistic business consultant, a best-selling author, founder of Financial Chakras, and a living embodiment of resilience and reinvention. So from arriving in the US with just $20 and zero English to helping thousands hit seven-figure success, he didn't just learn how to make money, so he learned how to align it with the purpose, peace, and the power. So this isn't just about the financial freedom, it's all about the soul freedom, I would say. So buckle up, dear listeners, because this conversation will challenge how you think about manhood, success, and your inner alignment. So let's get into it. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. So Ash, like, you mentioned that immigrating with $20 and no English, and how did those early struggles shape your definition of masculinity? So, did you ever feel pressure to man up in ways that silenced your emotional truth?
I can't say that it was silencing my emotional truth, but I would say that it's definitely enhanced
Mm.
my emotional truth because it taught me to deal with reality, you know?
Mm. Okay. So, like, because this real men don't break kind of narrative, like, actually crushed so many people under its weight, and yet, like, your story shows that vulnerability and grit can coexist. So,
Yes.
what do you have to say on this? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, let's think about it for a second, right? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man up doesn't mean like, you be a macho, right? Man up
Yeah.
means, it also means well balanced, right? So at the end of the day, you don't, um, you know, you, like a true masculinity is not about how much muscle you have or what kind of power you
Mm.
can show, right? Sometimes the true masculinity or true masculinity, it comes from being humble
Yeah.
and then being grounded, understanding what needs to be done, and doing that while you are also making sure that you're staying grounded and you are staying true to who you are and not getting away from that.
Exactly. Lovely, lovely. So,
Hmm.
so like, that's a great saying you said. And listeners, let that sink in. Like, masculinity isn't about suppressing those pain; it's all about transforming it. So yeah, and so you teach um a system that blends chakras and finance. Uh, Definitely, it's a fascinating approach. So. Why do you think that men are taught to separate their emotional and the financial lives?
They are told that, I think all of us are told that we need to separate our emotional and financial life, but at the end of the day, if you really think about it, you really cannot separate the two.
Mm.
because at the like money is emotional. So if you sit down, and if you anybody who's listening, if you sit down and just look at the market, like just literally the stock market, if you just sat down and thought about it and just you look at the charts, go take a look at a 1 second chart and see how it makes you feel. See if you can separate it. Most likely you're not gonna be able to, because you're gonna see that money go up and down and up and down and up and down. Initially, you won't know what it is. It's just a whole bunch of candlesticks, and you're looking at them, and you're like, "What do I make out of that?" Right now, put a buy order in or sell order in, and just try it out and see what happens. Right? Obviously, no financial advice, but if you really sit down and just do one of those and see your money go up and down, and do it on 1 second candle, and you'll see whether you can separate the emotions or not. But I'm venturing to say you're not going to be able to. So it's a false pretense that you can disconnect, because without emotions you wouldn't be motivated. Without emotions you wouldn't want to go for money and making money. Without emotions you wouldn't want to accomplish things. Without emotions you wouldn't be feel depressed. Without emotions you wouldn't feel like totally out of place, or maybe even what do you call this, in anxiety mode or fear mode. And none of that would happen without emotion. So like whenever you're looking to make money, it's a risk. You get up in the morning, from that point forward, the risk starts, right? Like, if the earth stops spinning, the risk is there, right? Like you're just gonna float in the air, basically, right? So risk begins. If you stop breathing, it's risky. So everything is risky. So to keep up, we always do something to make sure that we can stay alive.
Mm.
And so whether you don't have the money or you have lots of it, either way, there's going to be emotions involved.
Okay.
There is never going to be a space where there's no emotions.
Mm. Got it. I mean, what happens like when we ignore the energetic part of our wealth?
You'll get out of balance, and then you'll go for something like,
Mm.
you'll end up doing something that's going to hurt you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Sorry.
That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, I mean, wow. I mean, like so many of us chase money like it's the only metric, right? But if the energy is blocked, the income won't flow either and all. So, uh, is this something like definitely if you want to share something on this, I mean.
Yeah, so money chasing is, most everybody does that. And look, at the end of the day, that's what we use to
Mm.
take care of our family, correct?
Yeah.
So, what are you really chasing, money or the feeling that you're taking care of your family?
But definitely it's a good I mean.
So, are you really chasing money, or are you really chasing the feeling of satisfaction that you know what? I mean, so no matter how hard it was, I did it. Like I'm very happy that
Mm.
I'm feeling satisfied that I can take care of my family. So, was it the
De-
feeling or was it the money?
it's definitely the feeling, definitely. But
Okay.
uh,
So hang on. So
huh.
now that feeling that you're waiting for. So let's say you want to make $10,000 a month, or
Mhm.
20,000 a month, or 100,000 a month, or 100 million a month, or $1 million a month, whatever that the
Mm.
goal is, right?
Mhm.
So that goal that you are looking for, it
Mm.
sounds very masculine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? But it's actually, it comes from. Did you know that it comes from a very it comes from a different perspective, because at the end of the day, that money, right, that money that you are looking for is not, it's coming from a place of like making sure that you have feelings in a certain way. At the end of the accomplishment, there's a
Mhm.
feeling. And the feeling might be accomplishment, feeling might be, what do you call this thing? They're just taking, what, I did it, or, feeling might be, somebody, you just want to feel like all that in a bag of chips, right? So you will say, well, I accomplished, I did this, because of me, this happened, right? So that
Correct.
importance, the feeling of importance, right? You're wanting to feel important, or you might be wanting to feel like, oh my God, I took care of this many people, whatever that may be. Okay. But at the end of the day, it boils down to the feeling. So now the question is, you are waiting for that feeling to occur, which is in the future, 1 year
Mm-hmm.
out, 2 years out, 1 month out, 1 week out, 1 day out, whatever that may be, right? You're waiting for that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So the question really is that, if you're just because we are shooting for the feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and you're waiting for it to happen in the future, and in the process you feel angry, frustrated, disappointed, anxiety, and all this, and any other emotions that you can possibly think about, right? You're using colorful words to describe
Mm-hmm.
all your emotions, okay?
Correct.
But at the end of the day, so you're going through this process because you want to accomplish this goal.
Mm-hmm.
And when you accomplish, the imaginary point says, when I accomplish this, oh my God, I'm going to be so happy,
Mm-hmm.
right? When I accomplish this, oh my God, I'm just gonna feel so satisfied, because I can tell myself that I'm important. I can do this. Yes, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When I accomplish this, I can, oh my God, I can say, wow, I took care of my family. When I accomplish this, I can say, wow, look at team, we did it. We are winners, right? Together. When he accomplishes, when I accomplish this, it's gonna be amazing. Like I'm gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a party. I'm gonna be happy. Okay,
Correct.
like and when I accomplish that, I'm gonna feel like I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
And those feelings that I'm describing, those feelings that you're describing, because you're gonna accomplish money, because you're gonna accomplish this goal of money,
Mm-hmm.
can't you why can't you have that today, right now, in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
So the feeling that you're looking for in the future, the minute you start living as if you already have it right now,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the true accomplishment begins. So the
So,
two roads. Road number one is your traditional road, get
mm-hmm.
focused, like, because that's what people will say, head and the heart, right? And head and the heart is a totally made up American concept, okay? There's no such garbage as head and the heart, okay? So it's all about the heart first, then comes the logic, then comes the action, right? So love, logic, action is always goes in that order. So very first thing is emotions, right? Emotions, logic, and then action. Because without emotions, you don't have logic. You think about it for a second, right? Heart beats
Mm-hmm.
first, then you have your brain.
Correct.
If you don't have heart, brain doesn't operate.
Correct.
If there is no brain, heart still operates.
Mm-hmm.
So question is, what comes first, right? So now think of the emotions that comes from your body, your 70,000 nadis in your body, or you take a look at your nervous system, right? So it comes from your nerves, your neurons.
Correct.
So when it comes from that, the first thing gets fired. It's like spark plug in your car. Like, without the spark plug, car won't start.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Without the engine, spark plug can create a spark, but without spark plug, engine doesn't start.
Mm-hmm.
So the spark in your body, that little jolt that's necessary, that emotion that's necessary in order for you to make it work, you're looking for that in the future. You're saying, I want the engine first, then I will see the spark plug, if I can actually feel like I'm alive. But the fact of the matter is, first, you need to know the spark plug is right in your hands. It's right there. And once you light it up, then you can have the fire, right? So it's like, first you light up a match and then you start the fire. So in this case, you're lighting up a match and you're starting a fire in your body internally, right? And then you say, I'm gonna wait for XYZ amount of time to light up the fire. Until then, I'm just gonna take a look at the wood in the pit and say, I'm gonna look at the wood and say, you're gonna catch on fire, 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 and you feel angry and frustrated and all that in the process of trying to, at the end, still discovering that, wait a minute, I was doing all that just to feel happy, and that's your fire that you're starting. That's your spark plug that moves you forward. That's you, your jolt of energy.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so when you create that first, and then you go for what you want, you eliminate you make the path a lot easier. So
Mhm.
instead of getting angry and frustrated and all that, you start to take a look at everything in a different way and say, everything is an opportunity. I can do this differently. I can do this differently. I can definitely make it work. So it's like magic, logic, and science. And there's a basic. You believe in that magic of your being, and then all you're doing is figuring things out versus getting frustrated along the way.
Hmm. So, okay. Here's my question is, uh,
Mhm.
I agree. Like, as you mentioned, about the energy. Like I also mentioned about, like, I definitely love the feelings, right? But uh, what if the situation? So if I take my example only, so uh, if I talk about the feeling, so if I want the feeling of, suppose, uh, making my life much more luxurious, right? If I want to feel, want to have that feeling, so definitely I have to do that. uh, to fulfill those, to get that feeling. So to fulfill those, I need to have that energy, to have that fulfilling capabilities, so that my energy works on that sense, and I slowly I've been able to uh, get that, like what I want. Like I want that feeling. Like, suppose for the luxurious things, I need money, I need everything to make myself feel luxurious. So, if someone is there who uh, are fulfilling those energies, so what will you say to this? Like, uh, which path or which direction he or she is going on? Is it something like you
So,
wanted? Yeah.
so whenever somebody wants to feel for, like want to have luxurious things, the question is, who in the world? You think about a couple of actors, actresses, couple of
Mm, mm, mm.
people who have gone for just luxury, right? Can you name one or two?
I mean, anything like we can take Shah Rukh Khan, we can take Tom Cruise. I mean, yes.
Okay, but did they really go for luxurious things, or did they do it because they love something?
I mean, not for the luxurious things, definitely. Yeah. So if I talk about Shah Rukh Khan, definitely he loves everything to be luxurious. But yes, he did the hard work. So yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
so again, all right. So let's think about it for a second, right? Like you've seen some people who only want luxurious things, right? Like they're broke as a joke usually,
Mhm.
okay, but they
Okay.
act like they have all that, okay, and
Mhm.
they're broke in multiple ways. So if you really think about those people who go for just for luxury, you know,
Mhm.
like but anyways, so if you look at those people, what are they really saying to themselves? They're saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm important. I want to feel important. I am so empty inside. I'm
Mhm.
so empty inside that I want to feel important.
Mhm.
And because I want to feel important,
Mhm.
I'm gonna buy a luxurious house or luxurious car or luxurious whatever else that may be. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if they're buying luxurious this and luxurious that, and just to feel important because they want to feel what important at the end.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the question is, if they want to feel important,
Mhm.
are they not important right now?
Definitely, they are important.
Yeah. So even if you have the money or not, you can
Mm.
feel important, correct?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. So in that scenario, if you are just going for the money and you because it makes you feel luxurious, okay, or makes you
Mhm.
feel important, that okay, you know what, you accomplished something. Second feeling might be accomplishment in
Mhm.
the ramification. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you mean to tell me that like however old you are who is listening,
Mhm.
you have not accomplished anything?
Not exactly.
Exactly. So the at the end of the day, is the feeling of accomplishment or feeling of important.
Mhm.
In today's world, you can make yourself feel important in so many ways.
Mhm.
You can go in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
You're not in caveman's age right now, right? Even a caveman went to the pond and looked at him and said, "You know what? I'm something."
Mm.
Correct.
Right.
At the end of the day, as human being, we know how to feel important. We know that we are important already.
Mhm.
So then the question is, why are we looking for it outside?
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the perspective is definitely, it varies person to person. I agree. Uh, I mean, but
Well,
every yeah.
okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Please, please, please. You're saying something.
Perception, I agree that they may have a different perception, but the reality is, they are making the rules of the game so hard
Mm.
that it's just making it taking a toll on themselves.
Mm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. 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 I agree on that. Definitely.
Now,
Because.
on the other hand, I'm not saying don't go for the money. Does that make sense? Like I'm not saying don't go after because it does show a value of what at the end of the day you accomplish something, right? Like you are willing to work hard, you're willing to dedicate yourself, you're willing to say I gave it all I got, and basically at the end you're saying I'm important, and guess what, I can do this, I got this.
Mm.
That's what you're saying. Never not go for that, but that's not the sole reason you should go for something.
Mm.
At least that's my perspective.
Got it. Got it. Understood. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So, yeah. Yeah. Please. Please.
No, no, because when you do go for something and it's only because of money and only because you want to feel important and only because you want to feel accomplished and it's all about you and me and mine, okay?
Mm.
What happens is at the end, so a lot of people accomplish that and then they find themselves and go, wait a minute, is this all there is?
Mm.
Right? And then you lose motivation and then you spiral like,
Mm.
in directions you shouldn't, basically.
I agree. I agree your point, definitely. And yeah, so I'll also but I'll also mention this, that like you also mentioned about it, like it varies sometimes person to persons and what they think, how they think, and maybe there is some defined purpose, so
Yeah.
it'll also uh, uh, be into effect. So, but yes, the main agenda is definitely, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so if they attach a purpose to it,
Hmm.
and making it meaningful, that would be a beautiful journey.
Hmm.
First, make yourself feel like, first and foremost, you're capable of helping yourself feel
Hmm.
important right in the moment. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
In order for you to help yourself feel alive, you don't have to wait. You
Hmm.
can make yourself feel alive right now. Like you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
If you want to buy, now let's talk about the money piece in the journey.
Mhm.
And now you attach some sort of a purpose to that particular mission. Maybe you want to help somebody in the way. Maybe you're
Mm.
trying to help your family. Maybe you're trying to help yourself do better, right, financially. But that humbleness,
Mm.
and once you get humbled and then you go for something, your mind, your body, your spirit will look for solutions versus frustrations in the process. And that's what makes the journey lot smoother and lot faster.
Yeah.
Accomplishing the same thing, but two
Mm.
different paths. One is the path of like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, it's mine. I want this, I want this, I want this, it's mine. And you're going after it like a mad, like a mad person. And then the second is, okay, I already have this. Thank you, universe, for this. I appreciate you. I love you for that. And having a total faith that you already have it, attaching a purpose to it and say, hey, I get to help other people. Not only feel, of course, feeling important will already be there. You don't have to worry about that. But being humble servant and helping other people along the way. When you think from that perspective, how many people you'll help in order for you to reach that target, right? It's a different goal, same goal, but it changes completely.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Definitely. And like, do you believe the traditional idea of being a kind of this so-called word called provider is still serving men, or it is actually slowly destroying them?
The word called provider
Yeah, yeah.
depends on how you tackle that.
Okay.
But if you are looking at it from a masculine point of view and say yin and yang energy,
Mhm,
and you take a look at the yang energy and you say, I'm the provider,
mhm.
well, let's check the facts. Are you the only provider?
Okay.
Because otherwise, on the other side, the yin energy, like whether it's a wife or girlfriend or
Mm,
children or whatever yin energy is
mm,
for you,
mm.
without it, can you actually be a provider?
Okay.
Without yin energy, you wouldn't have creativity. Without
Mm,
yin energy, you wouldn't be born.
mm,
Without yin energy, you wouldn't be, so, is it destroying masculinity? No. Does that mean you're going to have to destroy masculinity? No, I don't think so. I think it's the opposite, right? If anything, it validifies both sides, yin and yang. That is important to have both. Because as a human being, to accomplish something, you have to be creative. To accomplish something, you have to create something new and give it a birth.
mm.
Just like you are born in this earth, you have to create to accomplish something, right? Yes, you will have to just go for it at times. You have to full
Mhm.
speed ahead or slow down. But when you're going full speed ahead and you're going in the wrong direction, you realize that, guess what? You have to put on the brakes, use your yin energy, and and really start moving in the other direction.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to. So at the end of the day, does it destroy masculinity? No. I think if anything, it enhances it in many ways because
Mm.
a true warrior, a true winner,
Yeah.
thinks both ways, man or woman.
Mm.
True winner thinks both ways, right? Women thinks yin and yang, and man is yang and yin. But at the end of the day, we have one predominant one that's there, but it's never 100% not there on the other side. It's always
True.
present.
Understood. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, great. So, thank you so much for sharing this. And I love to mention to everyone, all the listeners, that masculinity is not only about how much you carry; it's all about how consciously you carry it. So, uh, you can have the ambition and the alignment, like power and peace. So, Yeah, and if today's conversation inspired something in you, then don't just sit on it, act on it, and yes, follow what we discussed today. And if you want to learn more about financial chakras and Ash's work, check out the show notes. I'll put all the links into the show notes for easy reference. But still, Ash, if someone wants to connect with you, how they can connect?
Okay, well, first of all, those of you here, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate you and I love you very much. And I want to let you know to connect with me. All you have to do is go to financialchakras.com. Again, financialchakras.com, and be sure to check out. There's a book a call with me right there and right on the homepage. And more importantly, be sure to check out my daily wealth manifestation, which is a manifestation on my website, and my 3-day events. You go into event section and you'll find the 3-day events, and would love to have you. Those of you who are listening, would love to have you at my event. My next event, I do event once a month, Financial Chakras, and I would absolutely be delighted to have you. Okay. And those who are listening to this podcast, I have a special on the website for manifestation. They will have 14 days of free trial a week. Because they're listening to this, I am giving you 14 days of free trial to my daily wealth manifestation, and they're most welcome to go to my website and join that. And when they do, they will have 14 days of absolutely no charges.
Perfect, perfect, lovely. Great. So, dear listeners, I'll put all these links into the show notes for your easy reference. And this is Mind Over Masculinity with your host Avik signing off with a reminder that your purpose, like I was mentioning, your purpose isn't just to succeed, it's to align. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.